The last video showed why you're here, and in this video I'm going to show what you are. Now I recommend watching the last video why you're here before watching this one. Okay, so we covered last time that there are two different bloodline pillars, which is the Jaqen pillar, which represents Set, and the Boaz pillar, which represents Osiris. And as we can see, Osiris is the reptilian, and we can see down here he's the blue guy, Osmosis Jones, and basically the Boaz pillar represents the reptilian mind, and the Jaqen pillar represents the mammalian mind. So we've got two different bloodlines which represent two different species. Okay, so now I would like to get into why Trump is Osiris. So as we talked about last time, Isis brought Osiris back from the dead by putting his pieces back together, although she didn't have the pieces to his phallus, so she fashioned one out of gold. And as we can see here, we've got the Wizard Vaz, and then we have Trump, and then we have King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, because that is Trump. And we have his yellow brick road up here, and we have Osiris right there. We have Shiva, which is Osiris right there. And then we have Mother Mary, which is Isis, which is the reptilian, which is Kali right here, which is right there. And Trump is also the golden goose, and we can see that Oz equals 140. If you split that up, it's 70 plus 70, which is 77, which is GG, which is golden goose. Then we have Osmosis Jones, which is the blue-blooded reptilian right here. And then we have the Order of the Golden Dawn. Additionally, we have some representation of the Emerald City, which is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. And we also have the I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, which was the name of this album. It's because this is all taking place in your mind, your dome, and this is a fragmented reality. Okay, I'm going to show the next clip now.
And you, Koopa, you're a lousy leader!
One thing I cannot stand is naysay. Simon, de-evolve him now.
De-evolve. Cretaceous.
Our old king! You tried to get rid of him, but the king is everywhere! You can't get rid of him!
See you later, alligator.
Ever!
You may think of evolution as an upward process. Things evolve from primeval slime, up to single-cell organisms, up to intelligent life. De-evolution, of course, works the opposite way. Back to simpler forms. For instance, even our musical friend Toad can become a loyal child of the royal family. Goombas.
Why'd you do that to him? No!
No, not now. What single-cell organism did you evolve from?
Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Lizard King. Thank you very much.
No one touches President Koopa!
No, Koopa? Well, you just said you were one.
An evil, egg-sucking son of a snake.
Did I lie?
So in that last clip we saw King Koopa, and he is the Lizard King and President Koopa, which is Donald Trump. And in this, I'm going to show that our soul is in our blood. And as we can see, Osmosis Jones is an anthropomorphic white blood cell in the animated film Osmosis Jones. And he obviously represents Osiris' bloodline. And we can see that Casper represents the white blood cells. And then we can see the Saturn cube, which is the real-to-real, which is real life, which is the 3D hologram being projected, which is reality, sucking our souls into the cube, which fragmented our light down here. And as we can see, it's the same as this, which is the Saturn cube, which is the steel Saturn right here. And as we can see, we are in the island, which has the rainbow dome firmament, and the rainbow dome firmament means the Ra in bow, because we are Ra's light inside of the bow. And what happens is when we are either daydreaming, part of our soul goes up into the fourth dimension, cloudy part of the dome. And if we go to sleep, our soul goes up into the fourth dimension. And what happens when it goes up in the fourth dimension is, since we are under the dome, basically what happens is it hits the top of the birdcage dome and rains back down as matrix code, because we're encoded light. And as you can see, it's all taking place in our mind. And this is the computer system right here. And right here we can see this represents the Anunnaki. I'm going to get into that later. Taking Set's bloodline, which is the Jakim bloodline. And I'm going to get into that later. Alright, so now I'm going to cover the Anunnaki. So in the last video, we talked about how Set made his mark on Osiris's bloodline, and then Osiris made his mark on Set's bloodline through Horus. And basically, when Horus was created, that created the first Anunnaki, because Horus represents Lucifer, he represents Zeus, he represents Jesus, and Horus is like his angel form before he became fallen, and then Anubis is like his fallen form pretty much. So what happened is this event right here represents the two bloodlines falling, and it represents creating a singular bloodline from the ashes, which is the Anunnaki bloodline. And it's the whole a new world order pretty much, which you have NYU here, which represents a new, and you can see the reptilians right here. And it is also the purple rain, which is taking over the world pretty much, is the whole idea there. The reign of God, or the purple rain. And then you have Casper right here. Somebody dial 911, and you can see he's stuck in the bottle, which is like representational of the matrix, the island, the crystal dome, the whole thing right here. He's stuck inside the water. He's in the arc between the two bloodlines, which is Ra's arc, stuck in the Duat, which is hell. And he's saying, can someone please dial 911, because it's related to this, the fall of the towers. And then you have Anubis here talking about crystallization, because we're in this crystallized fragmented reality. So yeah, that's how you have the Anunnaki bloodline. As we can see here, Markle, which is both Horus and Anubis, which is Jesus, which is Jesus, which is Zeus. And as we can see here, Lucifer and Zeus are both the Star of Morning. And right here we can see a hologram malfunction, which showcases the Anunnaki. Right here we can see the astral chains, which represent the Jesus and Mary chain right here, which is the serpent disc, which represents the tree of life, which is the island, which is the matrix. And we have Mother Mary right here as the reptilian. And we have the chain here, Dio, which represents Markle, which you can see right up there. So moving on. As we can see here, the mammalian reptilian hybrid, Draco reptilian. Lucifer is Cloud the Hive, because he's controlling the hive mind, which is the Cloud Hive, which is the SS, the servant sealed. And as you can see right here, the Cloud 9 is 666, and 9 represents the Chinese dragon. And right here we can see the Hive Cloud Mind. We can see Lucifer as Shiva, and we can see the Yellow Brick Road, which is the blockchain. We can see the Land of Oz, which represents 93, which is the Seal of Saturn. And you can also see Elon Musk, which is Lucifer, because Elon Musk, he marked Set in the forehead with his Neuralink beanstalk right here, and I'll play a clip which will showcase that more. But basically his Neuralink is the Beanstalk, which takes Set into his Duat Hell realm. And I'm going to move on.
There goes Jack, the reckless fool, a-scooting up the beanstalk, and with another fool.
Maybe tonight the two will be bottling alcohol.
There goes Jack, the village loon, and almost up the beanstalk,
Scampering to the moon.
doesn't know what he's doing.
He's hurrying to his ruin.
No giant finds it bothersome to grapple with the midget.
He'll pinion Jack beneath his thumb and spank him with the digit.
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 Now, some of you might see what I'm implying with what I've said so far, and you might say, you might see that I'm implying that here they're from 3 different bloodlines, which is the mammalian, the reptilian, or the hybrid bloodline. Some of you might be like, that's ridiculous. You might see yourself as human, and I can show why that is not a great thing to call yourself, and I will go into that right now. For example, hue and human, when you're saying human, you're saying hue like the color, and then man, so you're saying color man, which is the degenerated light, as we've talked about, the pure light going through the Saturn cube mirror, and it becomes degenerated and fragmented, fractalized. And if we can see right here, human is a slave word, it means of or belonging to man, and this is the etymology dictionary right here. And then we can see the rainbow is Loki's bridge to hell, and this is the mark of the beast right here, the right hand. We can see the digital hand scanner, and I might show a clip of it, but there's rollout of digital hand scanners for this, and there's also been pre-programming of this, so we'll see. So I want to talk about defragmentation and the fact that we have become very fragmented in this illusionary mirror reality, which is fragmented our light into separate categories. And basically what I want to just fundamentally what I want to say is that we need to ultimately see ourselves as being the sunlight energy, because this whole duality that we're somehow different ultimately is causing us to stay in this illusion. And as we can see right here, the snake Apep is possessing everyone with the frequencies, which is right here, which is the Horus high frequency, and he's trapping us here. As you can see, the bat, which represents the Anunnaki, is trapping the Chakeen bloodline in this Duat hell realm. And as we can see here, the only one that was able to resist the snake's temptation is Set, and he speared the snake. And it's important to just recognize our bloodline and to see the way out of here as being one, and that we don't need to become one because we already are one. Thanks, and I'm going to go to another clip. Okay, so as we can see here, this is the last picture that I want to show today, and this is just showcasing how the duality matrix is a fraud. And you can see this is the checkerboard, this is the stage, world is the stage. We can see the Saturn cube right here, and then we can see the New Jerusalem laying on top of it, which is the false choice, because they're both the same, they're both the Saturn cube. And we can see the Ra Inbo right here, and this is the Saturn cube right here. This is the cloud eye, or the hive find here. And as we can see, the 88, which is the Ouroboros, which represents heaven and hell, which is also represents the constellations, because there's 88 constellations. And as we can see, this is the real life. And that is what I want to cover today.